Good afternoon and welcome. I'm Janet Wiley, the Assistant Dean for Development and Alumni Relations at the University of Maryland School of Dentistry. I'm delighted we've gathered today to celebrate the Frederick G. Smith, MS, DDS, and Venice K. Paterakis, DDS, Endowed Professorship in Oral Maxillofacial Surgery, and to witness the investiture of Dr. Tao Lowe as the first person to be named to this esteemed professorship. Thank you all for joining us. Although the ceremony marks the beginning of a new tradition here at the School of Dentistry, it is already steeped in great meaning and importance. One of our top priorities is recognizing and supporting our most accomplished faculty members, and endowed professorships play a critical role in allowing us to do just that. Today, we gather with family, friends, and colleagues of our distinguished faculty member, Dr. Lowe, to recognize her creativity, achievements, and successes. With this investiture ceremony, we also have an opportunity to express our immense appreciation for leadership and generosity of our steadfast supporters, Drs. Smith and Paterakis, who've made a lasting contribution to the school and the Department of Oral and Maxillofacial Surgery. Now and in the years to come, their vision, commitment, and philanthropy will enhance and support the investigative excellence that is vital to the Department of Oral and Maxillofacial Surgery's mission of advancing patient care. Now, it is my privilege to introduce Mark A. Reynolds, Dean and Professor at the University of Maryland School of Dentistry. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in welcoming Dr. Reynolds.
Thank you, Janet. Good afternoon. I am pleased and proud to welcome each of you to this afternoon's investiture ceremony. An endowed professorship is one of the highest academic awards that a university can bestow on a faculty member. Today, we have come together to honor Dr. Tao Lowe on her investiture as the inaugural Frederick G. Smith, MS, DDS, and Venice K. Paterakis, DDS, Endowed Professor in Oral and Maxillofacial Surgery. We also wish to recognize and extend our deep gratitude to Drs. Smith and Paterakis, who through their vision, leadership, and generosity have established the first endowed professorship at the University of Maryland School of Dentistry, the first dental college in the world. In doing so, they have marked a path to one of the most enduring contributions that can be offered to an academic institution. To endow a professorship is to create a legacy of excellence and impact. At the School of Dentistry, we strive to offer our students a superlative education as we prepare them to become the oral health leaders of tomorrow. And we are dedicated to advancing oral health care through transformative research. Endowed professorships play a unique role in academic health institutions, sustaining scholarship, supporting discovery, and enhancing clinical care. These endowments make it possible to recruit and retain the most talented educators, clinicians, and scientists. Endowed professorships also bestow recognition and distinction on outstanding faculty, creating space for cultivation of a legacy that will flourish through academic excellence, scientific advances, and clinical care. During our ceremony, you will hear from colleagues and friends of Dr. Lowe as they highlight the hard work, creativity, collaborations, and achievements that have led to her being named to this distinguished endowed professorship. I would like to offer my sincere congratulations to you, Dr. Lowe, during this very special occasion held in honor of your career. We celebrate your important, ongoing scientific efforts, accomplishments, and contributions in regenerative medicine and tissue engineering, as well as in nanotechnology and polymer-based therapeutics. Through your leadership, scholarship, and discovery, you educate and inspire students, postdoctoral researchers, and colleagues, and it will continue to benefit all throughout the years. Before we move ahead, I would also like to again recognize and thank Dr. Smith and Paterakis, whose generosity established the school's first endowed professorship. Dr. Smith, Dr. Paterakis, your vision for and gift to the school will support advances in translational innovations in patient care through the work of Dr. Lowe and those who follow in her footsteps. On behalf of the School of Dentistry, thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Reynolds. Now I'd like to introduce with pleasure Dr. Kurt I. Sivan. Dr. Sivan is the Philip A. Zafir Distinguished Professor in Regenerative Medicine, the Associate Dean for Research, and the Director of the Center for Stem Cell Biology and Regenerative Medicine at the University of Maryland School of Medicine. Please join me in welcoming Dr. Sivan.
Friends and colleagues, I am tremendously honored and deeply touched to participate in this investiture of my cherished collaborator, Dr. Tao Lowe, as the inaugural Frederick G. Smith, MS, DDS, and Venice K. Paterakis, DDS, Endowed Professor in Maxillofacial Surgery. This venerated professorship is conferred today by Dean Reynolds, the School of Dentistry, and the University of Maryland, Baltimore. I want to congratulate my friend and colleague, Tao Lowe, on this, the highest honor that a school can award to recognize extraordinary scholarly accomplishments and contributions. Dr. Lowe focuses her research on developing biomaterials for translational research. The ultimate goal of research in the Lowe Lab is to develop novel biomaterials that can provide exquisitely sensitive, selective, non-toxic, biodegradable, and responsive platforms that deliver therapeutic agents to target sites or to target cells, such as stem cells or cancer cells. I first learned about Tao Lowe before I actually met her, when Dr. Robert Ord asked me what I thought of her curriculum vitae. Bob Ord had informed me of the wonderful opportunity the School of Dentistry had, due to a major philanthropic gift, to recruit a scientist doing research that could be fundamentally related to oral and maxillofacial surgery. Bob thought that stem cell and cancer research would be a good fit, and I agreed. Tao Lowe was a superb candidate, and I was very glad for UMB when Drs. Ord and Reynolds succeeded in recruiting her. Today, at this still early point in her career here at UMB, Dr. Lowe has had a large impact in several areas that may soon lead to clinical trials. I can illustrate this by her collaboration with my own research. Just pre-pandemic, Tao moved her research to UMB, and she came to my office for what I thought would be a short chat, where I would just generally welcome her to UMB. In what seemed to be a routine courtesy, Tao asked me what I worked on. I told her about some vexing problems in my lab's artemisinin project. The drug class called artemisinins has become the mainstay of malaria treatment, as recognized by a 2015 Nobel Prize. We recently showed that novel artemisinin analogs are also highly potent against human leukemia cells in the lab and in mouse models. However, several of our best artemisinin analogs have poor solubility in water and short half-lives in animals. This reduces their potential clinical utility in cancer, where high blood levels of anti-leukemic drugs are necessary. Tao told me that she might be able to help us, and she looked at the chemical structures of our artemisinin analogs. One of these analogs had structural features that suggested it would be ideal for a new nanoparticle technology she had developed. Tao and her student have collaborated with my lab to develop a biodegradable nanogel system that enhances the water solubility and provides for sustained release of this artemisinin analog in our experiments to date. In addition, with Tao and another student, our joint team is analyzing the performance of an injectable depot-forming system that is designed to release all three drugs of a highly effective artemisinin-based drug combination in a coordinated and sustained fashion, so that they act together synergistically against the leukemia over time in the body. Both these collaborative projects are going very well and have been submitted for presentation at scientific meetings. As we synergize together, Dr. Lowe and I are having fun bridging our expertise together. I look forward to continued engaging collaborations with Tao Lowe and her lab mates, and I know that other faculty at UMB and College Park share my terrific experience. Thus, in summary, I congratulate Dr. Lowe and her trainees. They have obviously adopted Tao's can-do scientific spirit. My kudos also go to Drs. Ord and Reynolds on this sterling recruit. I share their delight and honor of participating in this investiture ceremony. Most important, I hope I have provided credible testimony indicating that Dr. Lowe's splendid impact here at Maryland has only just begun. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Dr. Sivan. Now I have the honor of introducing our next speaker, Dr. John Fisher. Dr. Fisher is the Fischell Family Distinguished Professor and Department Chair in the Fischell Department of Bioengineering in the A. James Clark School of Engineering at the University of Maryland, College Park. Please welcome Dr. Fisher.
Hello, my name is Dr. John Fisher, and I'm the chair of the Fischell Department of Bioengineering at the University of Maryland College Park campus. I'm honored to have this opportunity to congratulate Dr. Tao Lowe on her investiture as the inaugural Frederick G. Smith and Venice K. Paterakis Endowed Professor in Oral Maxillofacial Surgery. Dr. Lowe's tremendous contributions to STEM, her passion for problem solving, and her tireless love for learning are just a few of the reasons she's incredibly deserving of this honor. I also want to take this opportunity to express how grateful we in bioengineering here at College Park are to have Dr. Lowe as a joint member of our faculty. As a colleague and fellow tissue engineer, I'm proud to say that Dr. Lowe is a tremendous asset to both our department and to the wider world of human health research. In addition to her nanotechnology and drug delivery work, Dr. Lowe's contributions to the fields of regenerative medicine and tissue engineering span myriad health challenges. Her work on the design and development of multifunctional biomaterials for targeted and sustained drug, gene, and cell delivery have enormous impact to advance treatment options for a range of cancers and diseases. On the tissue engineering front, Dr. Lowe is working to develop biomaterials that can provide 2D and 3D environments to promote cell growth, differentiation, and non-enzymatic harvesting with tunable chemical, physical, and mechanical cues for cartilage and bone repair. Recently, her work with Dr. Kurt Sivan of the University of Maryland School of Medicine centered on the creation of a 3D bioprinting of a cheek organoid to be used to repair defects caused by noma, a gangrenous condition that affects the mouth, nose, and lips. In these and countless other ways, Dr. Lowe's work further highlights the tremendous importance of interdisciplinary research spanning dentistry, medicine, and engineering. Today, more than ever, we as a society are faced with an obvious and at times daunting fact that solutions to our most pressing health challenges require the creative genius of innovators who examine a problem from multiple dimensions. Dr. Lowe's abilities to break down silos that are all too common in higher education research demonstrates the value of collaboration across the Baltimore and College Park campuses. Over the years, the University of Maryland's Empowering the State initiative has helped fuel interdisciplinary research across our two campuses. As a joint appointee with the School of Dentistry and the Fischell Department of Bioengineering, Dr. Lowe models the importance of this partnership. Now, on a personal note, having this partnership with oral maxillofacial surgery, one of the first departments that I had the opportunity to collaborate with, is really, really rewarding. I'm excited for Dr. Lowe's continued success and what it means to the future of human health. Congratulations, Dr. Lowe, on your investiture.
Thank you very much, Dr. Fisher. Now I'm pleased to introduce our next speaker, Dr. Robert A. Ord. Dr. Ord is Professor and Chair of the Department of Oral and Maxillofacial Surgery at the University of Maryland School of Dentistry. Please welcome Dr. Ord.
Dr. Reynolds, Drs. Fred Smith and Venice Paterakis, and other honored guests. It is my pleasure and privilege to give a short introductory talk for Dr. Tao Lowe's investiture as the Frederick G. Smith and Venice K. Paterakis Endowed Professor in Oral and Maxillofacial Surgery for the University of Maryland School of Dentistry. This unique endowed chair has provided the Department of Oral and Maxillofacial Surgery, or OMFS, with a renowned basic research scientist within a clinical department for the purpose of collaborative research between surgeons and basic science researchers aimed at finding new and innovative solutions that will benefit patients. It's amazing to me that within a comparatively short period of time, 2 years, despite all the obstacles imposed by COVID-19, Dr. Lowe has finished assembling her laboratory. She already has approximately 40 people working with her, including undergraduate students from both the University of Maryland College Park and the University of Maryland School of Dentistry. Indeed, the final piece of laboratory equipment, the School of Dentistry's new mass spectrometer, was installed just before Christmas. This endowed chair sprang from the vision of two oral maxillofacial surgeons, Dr. Donald Tillman, my late friend and mentor, and of course, Dr. Frederick Smith. These two men, in their discussions, saw the need for translational research in the area of bone regeneration in OMFS, especially in the clinical field of implantology. It was the foresight and generosity of Dr. Frederick Smith and Dr. Venice Paterakis that enabled that vision to become a reality. Because the COVID-19 pandemic delayed this investiture, Dr. Lowe has had 1.5 years to begin to build the vision. And although she has many other research interests in the field of nanotechnology and stem cells, which you'll hear about from other speakers, I'm going to concentrate on the collaborative work Dr. Lowe already is spearheading in the area of bone regeneration. I will begin with her work with Dr. Michael Hartman, who is a former OMFS resident who now is a successful OMFS surgeon in Pennsylvania. Dr. Hartman donates a few days a month to teaching our residents on XNAV technologies for implantology, but also has research experience in 3D printing. He initially began working with Dr. Lowe on producing custom meshes, incorporating stem cells for patient-specific bone defects prior to implant placement. Well, big oaks grow from small acorns. Our new full-time OMFS faculty member, Dr. Nicholas Wilkin, also became interested in this project and has applied for a $50,000 grant through the Osteoscience Group at Loma Linda University for both custom-designed stem cell bone regeneration for implants and nerve regeneration. In addition, Robert Ugolino, a BSc student from College Park with a research background in 3D printing, has applied for the School of Dentistry's DDS PhD program, supported by the Dean for a National Institutes of Health training grant. The school has applied for a $2.5 million National Institute of Dental and Craniofacial Research training grant, which will support 6 people per year. Currently, he would be part of a $250,000 2-year grant for patient-specific bone grafting. This research team includes Dr. Michael Hartman, clinical instructor our department, Dr. Deepar Srinivasan, research fellow in the University of Maryland School of Dentistry's Department of Oncology and Diagnostic Sciences, Dr. Masahiro Iwamoto, the Maxwell Houston, MD, Distinguished Professor in Orthopedics at the University of Maryland School of Medicine, and Dean Reynolds. The aim is to combine the expertise of bone regeneration with allograft stem cells and 3D printing to produce osteoblast, and combine this innovative technology with artificial intelligence algorithms and programs. This use of AI would be a unique approach. Another team project is with Dr. John Fisher, the Fischell Family Distinguished Professor and Chair of the Fischell Department of Bioengineering at the University of Maryland College Park, and Dr. Iwamoto in the use of dental pulp stem cells. These pluripotent cells can be induced to differentiate into vascularized bone. Dr. Vincent DeFabio, part-time OMFS faculty member, who long has had an interest in the HMGB1 molecule and using anti-HMGB1 suppression for producing bone, now is using the nanotechnology techniques that Dr. Lowe has made available. This project has led to one of the University of Maryland School of Dentistry's Inspire grants. Dr. Reggie Joy finished his oncology microvascular reconstructive fellowship here at the University of Maryland in June 2019. He was the first clinician postdoc in Dr. Lowe's laboratory. Supported by a grant from the School of Dentistry alumnus to research soft tissue cheek reconstruction in canker-moris, NOMA patients, Dr. Joy spent 1 year on this project as well as on learning the basic science of bone regeneration. He is now a full-time OMFS faculty at the University of Connecticut. So, although it is early days, we're beginning to plant seeds of research-trained oral maxillofacial surgeons in other units throughout the country. Dr. Audrey Kui is a DDS from the School of Dentistry who is seeking to become an OMFS. In addition to being a part-time predoctoral faculty member of our department, she is working as a volunteer in Dr. Lowe's laboratory, investigating new biomaterials for bone regeneration. People are beginning to take notice. In April 2022, the Society for Biomaterials is scheduled to hold its annual meeting in Baltimore, and it is a tribute to Dr. Lowe that the attendees will visit her laboratory as part of the meeting. Visions can only become reality when everybody believes in the same goals. Dr. Fred Smith's vision for an endowed chair to enable basic science research in bone regeneration to be translated into better treatment alternatives for oral and maxillofacial surgeons and their patients is already being realized due to the energy and enthusiasm of Dr. Tao Lowe. I'm deeply grateful personally to Dr. Smith and Paterakis for their generosity and support in establishing the Frederick G. Smith and Venice K. Paterakis Endowed Professorship in Oral and Maxillofacial Surgery. And I salute Dr. Tao Lowe as the inaugural Frederick G. Smith and Venice K. Paterakis Endowed Professor in Oral and Maxillofacial Surgery. Congratulations, Dr. Lowe.
Thank you, Dr. Ord, for your warm words about Dr. Lowe. Now I'd like to invite Dr. Reynolds, Dean of the University of Maryland School of Dentistry, to preside over the formal investiture of this distinguished endowed professorship.
Thank you, Janet. To mark this important occasion, we have gathered today to recognize and celebrate Dr. Lowe and her achievements and contributions. It is truly a great pleasure and source of pride for me to present one of the school's highest honors to you, Dr. Lowe. The Frederick G. Smith, MS, DDS, and Venice K. Paterakis, DDS, Endowed Professorship in Oral and Maxillofacial Surgery honors your innovative science and translational discoveries, including the development of novel biomaterials for targeted drug, gene, and stem cell delivery. I know that your colleagues and friends who are in attendance today including those from the School of Dentistry, the Fischell Department of Bioengineering at the University of Maryland, College Park, and the University of Maryland School of Medicine, will agree with me that you are most deserving of this esteemed professorship. And I know that your family members are exceedingly proud of you. I am honored to present this medallion to you. It signifies that you now have become not only the first Frederick G. Smith, MS, DDS, and Venice K. Paterakis, DDS, Endowed Professor in Oral and Maxillofacial Surgery, but also the inaugural Endowed Professor at our esteemed school. I hope that you will wear this medallion proudly, displaying it and wearing it in public at major events such as investiture ceremonies, convocations, and commencements. Congratulations, Dr. Lowe. At this time, Dr. Lowe, I would like to invite you to speak.
Dear Dr. Smith, Dr. Paterakis, Dean Reynolds, Dr. Old, Dr. Fischell, colleagues, family, and friends, I'm humbled by the trust and confidence placed in me as the inaugural recipient of the Frederick G. Smith, MS, DDS, and Venice K. Paterakis, DDS Endowed Professorship. It is a tremendous honor. As Dean Reynolds mentioned, as the oldest dental college in the world, the School of Dentistry has a rich legacy that will be greatly enhanced by this prestigious endowed professorship, made possible by a generous gift from our own alumni, Dr. Smith and Paterakis. Both Dr. Smith and Dr. Paterakis have distinguished careers spanning 40 years of excellence in oral and maxillofacial surgical patient care, innovative education, and broadcasting, which have had a significant impact on the quality of life, economic growth, and the social development in our state of Maryland and beyond. Because of their gift, I'm very pleased that our oral and maxillofacial surgery department has established a world-class cutting-edge biomaterials for translational research laboratory equipped with state-of-the-art instruments including mass spectroscopy, 3D bioprinter, rheological and mechanical testing instruments, light scattering, microwave synthesizers, and advanced live cell imaging microscope. We have lab space in both the School of Dentistry as well as in the Fischell Department of Bioengineering of the A. James Clark School of Engineering at the University of Maryland, College Park. The laboratory already has become a central nucleus for collaborations on 25 interdisciplinary projects involved with more than 30 world-renowned scientists, dentists, clinicians, physicians, and veterinarians, as well as more than 50 postdocs, dental graduate students, MD, PhD, and undergraduate students from UMB, UMCP, Johns Hopkins University, the National Institute of Standards and Technology, hospitals, and industry. We are working to engineer innovative artificial intelligence-enabled biomaterials that can be translated to clinical application for bone and nerve regeneration, cancer, diabetes, eye disease, brain disease, hair loss, and COVID-19 treatment, and oral and maxillofacial restoration, all aimed at enhancing patient care and spurring economic development. Because of the COVID-19 pandemic, we have postponed today's special event several times in hope that we might celebrate in person. Although we are gathering virtually today, I'm delighted that we are at last able to come together, no less from several continents across the globe. I'm excited and thankful for your attendance. I would like to take this opportunity to recognize some of the people who have had a positive impact on my life and career. My thank you list is so long that it can be stretched around the globe, but in deference to time constraint and time difference, I will thank just a few here. First, my parents, my first mentors, inspirations, and lifelong supporters. Both my mom and dad are professor emeriti of chemical engineering in China. They were the first to teach me to calculate using an abacus, memorize the periodic table, and later transform theory and invention into practice or commercialization. While in college during the 1960s, my mom was one of 5 women among 60 engineering classmates. By the time I was 5, she was vice president of the largest chemical company in my hometown of Henan province in China, with more than 10,000 employees. She showed me by example that women hold up half of the sky and that a constant thirst for new knowledge, persistency, and resilience are the keys to success. I must mention Dr. Heikki Tanhu, professor and head of chemistry at the University of Helsinki, Finland. He was my PhD dissertation advisor and has shaped me as a scientist for the past 26 years. In 1995, Dr. Tanhu launched my journey to a new life and scientific career in the West when he invited me to work in his laboratory. He led me to be truly immersed in the ocean of science and technology, conduct independent research in polymer material design and synthesis, and realize that science is magical. He did this by introducing me, a young scientist from China who had not had much experience with modern instruments, to advanced technologies that enable remarkable research. He also taught me more basic things such as not to use a fork while drinking soup. In my defense, the soup in the Helsinki dining hall was really thick. Dr. Regina Murphy, professor of chemical engineering at the University of Wisconsin Madison, was my postdoctoral advisor. In her lab, I learned to grow cells and apply engineering principles in medicine, specifically engineering oligopeptide inhibitors for beta amyloid to treat Alzheimer's disease. As the only woman faculty member in the chemical engineering department for decades, and whose PhD dissertation was worshipped as a Bible by her junior lab mates at MIT, Dr. Murphy was an incredible role model. The secret to her dissertation was that she got her BS in English first, then a PhD in chemical engineering. The late Professor Kangde Yao, who was my master thesis advisor at Tianjin University, is considered a founder of the biomaterial field in China. From him, I learned how to transform an idea generated from 2 sentences in a magazine into an independent master project in which I assembled equipment to test our hypothesis that a composite of polymer and piezoceramic nanoparticles could absorb noise. Professor Yao also gave me great practical advice. He always said that you just need 2 things to survive in the USA: ideas and a car to get around. I must also mention the late Professor Edwin Lightfoot, Professor Emeritus of Chemical Engineering at the University of Wisconsin-Madison. He was one of 3 authors who wrote the classic textbook, Transport Phenomena, that had been used to educate 5 decades of chemical engineers. Dr. Lightfoot was a down-to-earth person who encouraged me to pursue an academic faculty career, embrace my atypical background, such as being a Chinese-Finnish girl, and makes the impossible possible. Another of my extraordinary supporters is Dr. Cato Laurensin, a University of Connecticut professor and an elected member of 4 academies: engineering, science, medicine, and inventors. I met Dr. Laurensin in 2007 when we both spoke at the International Conference on Nanomedicine and its applications in India. Since then, Dr. Lawrenson and I have had many professional interactions, and he has been instrumental in my career growth. I'm truly honored to collaborate with more than 80 accomplished scientists, dentist scientists, and physician scientists throughout the university system. A huge thanks also goes to the more than 130 talented postdocs, PhD, DDS, MD, MD PhD, PharmD, PharmD PhD, and undergraduate students and visiting scientists who come from widely diverse academic and research background and culture, who work and have worked in my life. Without your collaborations and contributions, this prestigious endowed professorship is impossible. Among my collaborators, I would like to first thank Dr. Tom Gardner, Professor Emeritus of Ophthalmology and Visual Science at the University of Michigan. Dr. Gardner is my first and longest physician scientist collaborator. We have worked together for 18 years since we both worked at Penn State. Dr. Gardner's insight into clinical need for technology to treat disease intrigued me and motivated me to design biomaterials for ocular drug delivery to treat retinal disease. My collaboration with Dr. Gardner has set a cornerstone for my passion and devotion for biomaterials for translational research to treat disease and improve the quality of life. My thanks also go to Dr. Kurt Seven, Philip A. Zafari Distinguished Professor in Regenerative Medicine, with whom I established my first collaboration at UMB. Dr. Seven pioneered stem cell and cancer research, especially breakthrough discovery of the CD34 lymphohematopoietic stem cell antigens and monoclonal antibodies. I feel very lucky to collaborate with him on controlled release of his dimeric artemisinin drugs to treat leukemia. Dr. Seven is truly a real talent and the best collaborator you can ask for. I would like to express my deep gratitude to Dean and Professor Mark Reynolds, Dr. Robert Ord, Dr. John Fischell, and Dr. John Kakamis, without whose support and leadership I would not be here, and without whose expertise and collaboration I would not have the current exciting AI-enabled 3D bioprinted bone and cheek organoid projects. Special thanks also go to all my other collaborators and colleagues, Dr. Ruqing Xia, Dr. Patrick Bowell, Dr. Bob Ernst, Dr. Man-Kyu Tran, Dr. Hanping Fan, Dr. Mike Hartman, Dr. Masahiro Iwamoto, Dr. Donita Durham, Dr. Gary Warburton, Dr. Joshua Lubeck, Dr. Hawking Xu, Dr. Mike Wire, Dr. Vince DeFabio, Dr. Miko Zalzman, Dr. Randy Maher, Dr. Rodney Taylor, Dr. Ichiro Takeuchi, Dr. Ranvin Srinvasan, Dr. Mickey Pop, Dr. Elizabeth Quinlan, Dr. Richard Azuanedo, Dr. Xiang He, Dr. Halim Azranda, Dr. Ron Mahato, Dr. Jim Johnson, Dr. Tim Mandrill, Dr. David Hamilton, Dr. David Brand, Dr. Karen Hasty, Dr. George Huang, Dr. Franklin Garcia Godoy, Dr. Richard Smith, Dr. Xueping Guo, Dr. Tony Giuseppe, Dr. Jianxin Bao, Dr. Woody Kampala, Dr. Jian Yang, Dr. Log Lu, Dr. Thompson, Dr. Ali Salami, and many more. Finally, I would like to thank my husband Jason, my beautiful and bright daughter Hannah, and two brothers for their unconditional love and support. They always cheer me up and make me positive by filling me with love, joy, and laughter. In closing, my deep appreciation to Dr. Smith and Paterakis, and to all of you for this wonderful honor and for welcoming. With honor and privilege comes responsibility, and I am sincerely committed to contribute to and leading interdisciplinary research aimed at providing innovative solutions, translational discoveries, and technology that will enhance patient care and economic development in Maryland and beyond.
Thank you, Dr. Lowe, and a very heartfelt congratulations to you on this exciting occasion. This concludes our investiture ceremony, and thank you all for coming. Please stay safe and enjoy the rest of the evening.